जय हिंद यार बेली मित्रों, मैं कैप्टन एनजे सिंह एक बार फिर आपसे जुड़ा हूँ। आज इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे इफ़ यू हैव डन योर टाइप रेटिंग देन व्हाट नेक्स्ट यू शुड बी डूइंग टू गेट इनटू द कॉकपिट। नाउ बिफोर वी प्रोसीड फर्दर, I want to say that I have already made 3 videos on type rating. The first video was made last year somewhere around May, that is May 2021, and at that time I had clearly said, right at that time the time was not ripe for going for a type rating. And last 2 videos of mine, which were in last about you can say 2.5, 3 months, I have already said that please go for type rating. I think this is the right time to go for type rating. And in fact, the last video was which aeroplane you should go for, because that is the biggest question mark or dilemma people have, whether to go for 737 or A320 rating. Now let's consider that if you're still looking for type rating, I'll just spend a minute on that. Please prepare well before you go for type rating. I expect that it takes almost a month before you can study well before you go for your type rating, irrespective of the aeroplane, whether it is the Airbus 320 or 737. Now if you have not done your type rating, still looking for it, do contact the cruise aviation. They can do the tie-up, they will get you a sim slot, they will do the pre-sim training, everything that you require to go for your type rating. Now before I come to the topic per se, let me tell you that what has happened in last about few weeks as far as the aviation industry is concerned. The first thing that has happened is that Akasa has started flying. So it's good for everybody, good for the cockpit crew, good for the cabin crew, good for the passengers, and good for the economy as a whole. They already got, I think, 2 or 3 aeroplanes, and they are already covering a few destinations, and they are expanding very fast. So that is one big development. The second is that Vistara has already crossed 50 aeroplane. In fact, they have marked in one of the aeroplane 50 already done. So they are still expanding. So it's again a good thing, good for everybody. And last thing is that, as expected, Tata's, which has taken over Air India, are checking the what is the aeroplanes they have and what are the shortfalls they have as far as the flying of those aeroplanes is concerned. Is it there because of maintenance or spares and all that? And they have already said that good number of aeroplanes, I think if I'm not wrong, 10 or 12 aeroplanes are on ground, 777s and other wide body, which can be put into use by doing the repairs and the whatever shortfall is there because of spares. So which means that the number of aeroplanes which are flying for Air India is going to increase. Now if you read very carefully what the Minister of Civil Aviation has been saying, or what the indications are, the scenario is that today, if I am sitting in India, as an Indian, if I have to go anywhere in the world, say beyond Eastern Europe and towards the eastern side beyond Hong Kong, I need a wide body. And the number of wide bodies are very, very limited. In fact, Air India is the only company which is flying these aeroplanes, and Vistara has got just, I think, 2 or 3 aeroplanes, which in all means that the wide body is the next big thrust area, both from the company's side, that is Air India and Vistara side, and also from the government side. That today, if I as an Indian, if I want to go abroad, I should have an Indian carrier option available to me to fly in that. So that will be a big thrust area, good for the company as far as their economics are concerned, and good for the passengers so that they have a good option. Now when wide body start flying, or more wide bodies start coming in fact Tata's just some time back had said that they're going to sign a deal. At that time they said 350s. How many or which aeroplane will come, that is not certain, but for sure they will be going for a big wide body deal, which means that a lot of people who are flying today in 320s, they will graduate in these 2 companies from 320s to wide body, which in effect will make will ensure that will create a suction for 320 pilots. So that is where the attraction lies. Plus, of course, the demand, domestic demand is still intact. the demand for the neighboring countries up to Dubai and Singapore, where the 320 goes very comfortably, that is again intact. So that means they are likely to hire more aeroplanes, and which in turn means more pilots for these companies. As far as 737 is concerned, CASA has got very aggressive plans, and they are going to they are likely to add more 737s and at quite a rapid pace. If I'm not wrong, they have said that almost 10 days they will be adding one aeroplane, and within certain time they will have 72 aeroplanes, if I'm not wrong, 5 years. In any case, they are going to expand quite fast, which in turn means they will require 737 pilots, provided that the other operator, which is SpiceJet, that is the only main operator of 737 other than CASA, should not give any indication that they are not in a good health, wherein people start leaving or they start reducing their flying. So that is as far as the 737 is concerned. But 320, definitely expansion of all air 320 operator is there, so they will be getting absorbed, or they will be getting a chance to absorb the 320 ab initio pilots. Now, if you have not done your rating and you're still looking for the slots and the pre-sim classes, please contact Cruise Aviation. They have wherewithal to get your pre-sim classes done, both for 320 and 737, and the sim slot tie-ups for both 320 and 737. So please contact them, they will give you a good deal. Coming next, if you have done your type rating, what next? Now, type rating, invariably you would have gone on your own without any LOI, that is letter of intent. You are expecting that the market is going to open up and there is a chance for companies asking for 320 rated pilots. So it's good that you have done it, but the point is that what next? Now my point is, from here onwards till you get into the cockpit, there are two important steps. The first step is that they will sometime in near future companies should come up with the advertisements or with the information that they are looking for pilots. So the first step will be an interview, and the second step would be a sim check. So these two steps you have to prepare well now, so that you enter these aeroplane cockpits. Now if you look at the interview part, now interview is a little complex thing which requires both your personality check, your knowledge check. So personality check and knowledge check both needs to be honed on. Again, Cruise Aviation has the expertise to professionals to polish your personality, and more importantly, get your knowledge up to date. So if you had any problems in your sim check or sim training, wherein you feel that you should have studied a little more, or probably there are still some gray areas where you can study more, you please contact them. They will do the needful. So the first step is that knowledge. So my request will be, please open your books. Do not close your books. Do not stay away from your studies, because that will help you to cross the first level, that is of interview. So please open your techniques manual, that is FCTM, your FCOMs, the QRH, and go through them. Please go through them, because over a period of time your information, whatever you have gathered, will start getting rusted. So don't let it rust. Please update your information by going through them. In fact, after having flown this aeroplane for so long, I still find when I read it, new things come up, or probably get into my knowledge. Okay, this also is a point which needs to be thought about or covered. So please read your manuals. Second thing that comes is the sim check. For that, the skill cannot be updated at this stage, because you do not have the access to the cockpit where you can hone your skills, nor do you have the luxury of going to the simulator again. So before you get into the sim check, you must keep your skills intact. Now how do you do that? Firstly, as I said, the knowledge will help you to get the confidence. And second thing will be, please keep the layout of the cockpit in front of you, or place it at a convenient place where you can have it, look at it at many times in a day, and every day for at least half an hour do some practice. You can continue to practice your normal operations, normal procedures. That is, how do you set up the cockpit, what are the different checks that you do in while setting up the cockpit, and secondly, what the checks that you have been done or gone through in the simulator, whether it is memory items or is certain particular emergencies that you have gone through, or for that matter the handling of the aircraft in emergency. For example, for 320 the ECAM handling, please practice it. The best way to practice is, as I said, chair fly. So have the layout in front of you, take help of your partner, both of you. If you are physically together, nothing like it. Otherwise, online also you can practice it and go through the full procedure of setting up the cockpit and doing the emergencies, so that it is there with your mind and it does not get rusted. So these two things, if you do correctly, that is updating your knowledge and trying to keep your skills intact by this practice, you will find that you will be able to sail through the next round, which is the as I called for the airline interview. If you need any help, if you need any guidance, and through the professionals, do contact Cruise Aviation. So that is all I have to say. Till the time you get into a cockpit, I am there to help you. You can give me a call on the numbers which are given below. So till my next video, Jai Hind.